Well, it's a great pleasure to be chatting this morning with Andrew Clark. Andrew's the founder and indeed the managing director of Logistics Help, a very valued member of the solution partner community at NORA. Andrew, good to be chatting. Nice to see you.
Great to see you too, Paul.
Lovely. Well, for the viewers, tell us a little bit about yourself and specifically a bit about Logistics Help.
Sure. I've always been a bit of a designer and builder. You know, right from a very young age, I used to love playing with Lego and I used to make things. And then I got into model making and then I started designing my own furniture and making that. So that kind of theme then ended up flowing into my work life.
Yeah.
And I worked originally in the manufacturing industry before I switched over to logistics. And what I found, the things that I found really most engaging and most exciting about my work in logistics with bigger business was when I actually got to design software and do very, very practical implementations within a business. For me, it was all about the warehouse, right? And about optimising processes and systems within the warehouse.
Yeah.
And bringing about, ideas that I had around how to make things actually work better, and turn that on and make that work in a real world situation.
Well, it's good to have you in the ecosystem because I think we'd broadly agree, Andrew, that the battleground of retail, certainly online retail and consumer direct, is really that supply chain distribution logistics factor.
Oh, 100%. What we find is that business owners, very, very good at their product and very, very good at their marketing, really all over the digital technology, but where they often lack experience is in the sort of things that typically sits in the corporate realm, which is the logistics. Right? So we found that big business does logistics really well. But once you go down the food chain a bit to smaller businesses, the implementation of sophisticated technology and process, it really falls off a cliff. Because the people who actually understand how to do this tend to stay in the realm of big business.
That's right.
All right? So they don't go and work for the smaller enterprises. And what we're doing with Logistics Help is we're bringing the tactics and the technology that big business use to the small and medium enterprise market.
Well, I love the sound of it. I mean, the truth of it, NORA's got a lot of very big retailers and solution partners in our membership, but my heart and my background is small business, and the idea of, I suppose, democratizing some of that high-end technology, which has really been, as you said, the domain of the bigger end of town because they've got the budgets and the resource. I love the idea that that's coming downstream a bit. And that you're working in the SMB sector because, of course, as we said earlier, small fish are going to become big fish.
Indeed. But even if your business isn't, trying to take on the world, you still end up with a bunch of people in your warehouse. And you still end up shipping, quite a lot of orders a day. We work with one client. They're not a big company, but they're shipping 2,000 orders a day.
It's chunky,
right? So they have a substantial warehouse operation. Now, those sort of businesses traditionally did not implement warehouse management systems. But in online retail, it's small order, pick, pack, it's incredibly labour intensive. If you don't apply technology, then it's simply, what you're going to do is you're going to scale up a dysfunctional process and it will be very expensive.
Well, to be frank, I've lived through that in my time in online retail, deals direct, etc., where, as you say, you have this wonderful momentum and you seize the moment, but suddenly you built a 20-story building on a 2-story foundation, and there's an enormous amount of backfill and way too many post-it notes, to be frank.
No, absolutely right. We connected with one online retail business, pure play online retail, and they had 20 people in their warehouse. And they were still not getting all the orders out the door, and they were going out wrong. Their returns were going through the roof. And I think they probably could have done it with 10 people. So you think a typical store, and that's like 60 grand a year. So you're talking a $600,000 a year opportunity that money could be put back into the business to put some really slick technology in there and make it work, to improve the service and cut the costs and make a more profitable business.
I think logistics helps in a great space because for many solution providers, we're often seen as an expense in the retail business. In your case, I think you're unlocking big dollars quite quickly. You've seen it, haven't you?
Look, what's happened is most businesses, they are literally sitting on a mountain of value that's tied up in their logistics costs. And what we are doing, we're helping them release that back in, right, to help them grow with more profitability.
Amen to that. Well, Andrew, I suppose in closing, a couple of quick notes that I'd like to make with you. One is, Will we see you at the Solution Partner Excellence Awards in October?
You will. I'm absolutely going to be in there.
Putting your hat in the ring,
Yep,
perfect.
yep.
I would love to see that, as voted for by the retailer. And I know there's a couple of big shows coming up between now and then. Perhaps we'll see you at one of the big events.
Online retailer,
of course,
I will be
end of
there.
this month
So we
in
have
July.
a stand at online retailer.
Ah, terrific. Well, come and have a chat to Andrew at Online Retailer. That's the 24th, 25th of July over at the ICC here in Sydney. NORA will have a big podcast booth in the middle. Maybe we could do this all over again at the
Indeed, that'd be
NORA
great. Love to
podcast
do that.
session. That's terrific. I've been chatting with a great industry friend and contributor on the supply chain and logistics piece in retail in Australia, Andrew Clark. Andrew's the managing director and indeed the founder of Logistics Help. Andrew, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Enjoyed chatting with you.
Yeah, great.